Okay, welcome back to part 14 of this Stationeers playthrough. Last time round we did quite a lot of housekeeping and general sorting out, tidied up the hab. We've got food growing, we've got water over there, we've got cooking facilities, so we've kind of got the basics of life dealt with. There's an atmosphere processor as well. So I think it's probably time to start thinking about a larger project, and I think what we might start with is expanding the hab. So I don't want to really mess with the way that the sun rises. That's very well timed, actually. Sun rising in the east and going over the top here and setting in the west. So I don't want to build any big structures east or west of this, because we've obviously got the greenhouse in here, and whilst we've got a couple of grow lights, they work for these. We established last time that actually a number of these hydroponics are too far away, but they do work very nicely with daylight. So what I think we might do is the other side of that window there, I think might lend itself to an area to start to access our way down, because if you're going to live on Mars, you're probably going to actually spend a lot of time underground. So we may as well start building something kind of like that. So I'm going to start by going outside. Before I do, let's just check. Actually, let's have some water. Otherwise I'm just going to get out there and need some water. So the big problem before we really expand the hab is going to be
oxygen low.
Exactly that. We are significantly lacking gas to really pressurize this base. So I think we might work on that a little bit as well. Just taking a quick look at this in terms of the atmosphere composition, where we're at the moment. So we're nearly at 60% nitrogen, which is brilliant, but look at the pressure. It's only 37 kilopascals, and we need to be at around about 100 ideally. Certainly at 30% oxygen, you can breathe in 100% oxygen at 30, but at 30% oxygen, not so good. So we definitely need to do some work on that. The other thing before we go outside I should double check is that the temperature in here is at the moment is kind of it's okay, but it is a little warm. So I'm going to just drop that to 23, and the cooler did come on. So I never fully tested the changes we made to the logic circuits last time. I was slightly concerned that maybe that was going to go wrong, but it does look like it's working. So let's just trust that that's going to work. Famous last words, and get out here and see what we can do. So last time we added some backup power generation, which I think is enough to broadly keep us going. There's some coal in there and some coal in there, so we've got quite a few stacks of coal still lined up in there, and the battery's at 60%. We have got space for 2 more solars, and that would be a sensible thing probably to do before we start going off mining, if we've got enough materials. But I think we're now reaching that sort of point where there's lots of things we could do, but we actually need to focus a little bit on getting some of the basics. So that's a heavy solar panel. Now the heavy solar panels are great in that they're not damaged by storms, and we have actually got the materials to make 2 of those. Steel is the constraining factor. Run out of power in my suit. I'll fix that quickly, although at least it's daytime, so we'll last a little bit longer. That's not what I wanted. These, however, are not the solar panels that you are looking for, because the basic solar panels, whether they're heavy or not, do not follow the sun. So actually we'd need these, which needs astroloy. And astroloy we have not yet made. That requires an advanced furnace. So let's forget about that for a minute. let's concentrate on normal solar panels. And we've got enough to make nearly 2. Let's get 1 going anyway. Let's top up this battery before we start to suffocate. Once the battery goes, you lose heating, but you also lose all the air circulation in your suit. Still haven't connected this either, that's another job to do. Lots of little jobs still stacking up. I got through a fair few last time, but we have still got quite a few, so let's just see if we can maybe nail that while that's working. I don't know why I'm scrolling through manually. Let's just go do that. I'll just make a couple of pipes. How much steel have we got in there? 44G in there, and 12 in there. Okay, so we really are running low on steel now. So we're going to need to deal with that. Let's get that. No, not the electrum. That can stay in there. Okay, that's it. Stop, 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 stop! Oh, damn, all gone wrong. Right, okay. Let's get the steel in here. Then we can get 1 more of those making. I'm going to drop that for a minute. And what's left in there? Iron. Okay, there we go. Right, so at least that should get us 1 more panel. We've run out of copper, but that's actually fine because we've only got space on the setup for 2 more panels. Have I got any glass sheets? No, I haven't. I have actually used. Oh no, I haven't used them all up. I've left them inside. That's not so good. Let's get this done. 2 glass sheets, and then what we'll do is we'll at least fill those last 2 solar panel slots because we're basically set up for it, so it's a bit of a waste not to use it. Gimme, thank you all. Right, okay, so let's go and do that. And then once that's done, I think we have to try to get some nitrogen together. One of the best sources for that is water ice, although all of the ices will have some in them. Let's just do that. Let's rotate them. And this one. Okay, so it's already relatively late in the day, but I think that was worth it because once that's properly running, that's going to give us another 800 watts of power generation. So that will help. Right, let's go. Let's go. So ideally I want water ice. There's something white over there, I think it's silicon, but it looks a bit too spiky to be ice. Ice is very sort of curvy and smooth. Yeah. I think that's probably silicon as well. Yeah, and it keeps teasing me with another bit, just a little bit further. And that's silicon as well, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, well, we haven't been this far before, so we could grab some volatiles, get a bit of nitrogen from volatiles. Mostly it's hydrogen, but that's okay. We probably could use a bit more hydrogen. The hydrogen tank is fairly empty. Similarly with oxide, it's mostly oxygen, but a little bit of nitrogen content, and that will help. Oh, you can see these are just evaporating in the heat. Look at that melting away. Okay, luckily our backpack is cooled. Very luckily, really, because otherwise we probably have evaporated off an explosive mix by now. What's that down there? Is that ice or is that silicon? I think it's silicon, isn't it? What a shame it's silicon. Okay, well, let's head back towards home. Let's grab a little bit more iron. But the sun's going to be going down soon, so I don't want to get caught too far from home. However, get what we can on the way back. We know we are going to need to make some more steel in a minute. And to be honest, we just always need as much as we can get on the ice. Okay, it's not great because it's just melting, but the temperature's dropping pretty fast now, so maybe we'll have some left by the time we get back. If not, well, we'll have the same amount as if we hadn't picked it up at all. Temperature's now hit 0. Come on, so near. Stop melting. Look at that. It has stopped melting. Okay, so there's another deposit there. That's worth knowing. And actually, we're coming back at the base in a direction that's very different than I immediately expected. So it goes to show how quickly you can start to get your bearings lost in the dark. Okay, that's surprising that actually there was some water in there. I did not expect that. Right, what we need to be a little bit careful of here is to make sure that we don't back up an explosive mix in here. You'll see that's 90% oxygen, 10% nitrogen. So let's throw some more in there. There we go. So it's sort of building up, but then it's being moved through the vents until it drops to a very low pressure. There's a valve in there, so it won't pass that valve. That's fine. So I'm going to melt all of the oxide, and once that's done, we'll give it a minute to just drop the pressure again, and then we'll put the volatiles through. Better to just keep an eye on it. So it's a bit frustrating in a way because we're getting very little actual nitrogen off this, which is really the point, but it does help whatever else we can bring. You see this is almost entirely, in fact now that is entirely H2, so maybe there is no nitrogen in volatiles ice. There is 10% of it in oxide, and there is a reasonable amount of it in water ice, not that I found any. But there is some water in here, so you know it's not all bad. We actually picked up quite a bit of water here, which is good. We've only got 2 kPa. Oh no, that's the world atmosphere. What have we got up here? 600 kPa at 27 degrees. So yeah, that looks like we could probably benefit from a bit more. It's very, very cold. Obviously we need to keep that water in a sensible range. If it gets too hot or too cold, it's going to kill the plants. I'm actually concerned we're slightly overheating it now because it's absorbing heat from the atmosphere. Right, this is the last one. We'll process this. A good amount of water in there anyway, so that's good. Yeah, that's not really increasing. So you can see that's just bouncing around the threshold to pump it through. So it periodically just flicks on for a second, and then it's slightly too cold as the colder water comes out of this machine, which you can see is at 1 degree. But the heater's on. That'll do its thing. I trust it. Okay, well, hopefully that's helped at least a little bit. I'm going to throw the partial stack in there. We do want to make some steel, and I'm going to set this dial on and throw that stack in there. And what I'm also going to do is to order 2 stacks of iron. We've got 1 already in our inventory. or 2 ingots of iron, I should say. Come on, I'll take the other one, please. Thank you. This is where we really need to get some significant stock in those hoppers, so that the weight of the other ingots just pushes everything down. I think I can't imagine we've used it all. Might have done, but no, it's just it's got itself wedged, hasn't it? Yeah. Oh well. I guess we keep pressing the button and hope for the best. There it goes. And actually, I think when I reloaded, it's interrupted the smelting process, at least on that side. Okay, so let's do that. Let's just grab a fresh battery while we're passing. Why am I going over here? I'm looking for the furnace, which is here. This is not even pumped up. In fact, it's not even starting to pump up yet. That tells me that we have run out of fuel. So we need to pop this back on for a minute to make some fresh fuel. We've obviously pumped all of it into the welder tank or used it in the furnace. Right. Okay, that's starting to pressurise up nicely. We haven't got a lot of H2. I thought we'd have... I've just realised why. We need to turn this on. There we go. That's looking much healthier. Also, it's looking a lot less dangerous on that pipe. There we go, that pipe's now empty. 800 kilopascals, but you can see how quickly we're using that fuel up, or using that hydrogen up to make fuel. I should say that's at 4 megapascals, so there really is, we've got a lot more oxygen than we've got hydrogen, but I think that's enough pressure in that fuel pipe. It always makes me slightly nervous to overheat. Right, the fuel pipe, right, okay, let's throw that in. Whoops, always be careful not to drop your tablet into the furnace. I say that from experience, and I know I'm not the first person to do that. Right, okay, there we go. Hopefully that'll get us some more steel. There we go, and look at that, the automation triggers, out comes the steel, beautiful. Right, so I'm going to throw that in here for now. Right, okay. Actually, what I should have done was to split that. We'll spit it back out the end here. Of course, this has got every single, well, every single alloy that we've got is in here. Silicon I don't care about. Not that I want to upset silicon, but you know, it's not the most important thing right now. What I do care about is getting the steel out. Okay, I think we're going through all of these, and the electrum. Yeah, the steel's literally going to be the last one of the alloys to come out. Oh no, it's actually going to come out after that. Okay, we're in business. That's steel. Right, okay, good. Right, now I can start reloading this. Okay, and the silver. Right, so I don't mind putting 50 in there. I might even put 100 in there. But I want the rest of it. And I want it in here because we need to build quite a lot of frames for our base expansion, and I'm not going mining for anything else for more gas in the dark, so let's go and get on with building some frames. So we're going to go down steel frames. Okay, so we'll need quite a lot of these. What I'm thinking is that we will probably build around this area here. So this is 3 wide, we might go 4, but we're basically going to build a square here, and then we're going to go downwards, and we're going to build an elevator. But I think we might try and build an open atrium. I feel like that would be kind of interesting, although probably not very safe, but you know, safety overrated. So let's start to get a feel for how many of these we're going to need to do this. So I'm definitely going to want, definitely going to want one. Oh, stop there. So that would give us a 3 by 3 area. I think that's probably big enough. It's going to be quite a large space to fill. We're going to need to go several frames down in order to do this really well. So let's look at this one here, and then we'll need to cut across here. Okay, so you can start to see this is going to take quite a lot of materials just to put in even one layer. Right, we're obviously going to need to build walls, so we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to go one layer, plus we're going to need 9 for the roof. I think we might go, let's go 2 layers. Let's go 2 layers and just make it look a bit tidier. So that's going to be 14 plus 9 on the walls. We will need all of these frames and more, but for now, we need wall kits, and we need a lot of them. So we need, what did I say, 9 for the roof, 14, so 23, plus 23 plastic sheets and 23 glass sheets, so that really is quite a lot. Probably going to need more silicon in there, or definitely going to need more silicon in there. In fact, I might even go crazy and get 2 if they come out. Come on. Okay, well, let's put 1 in for now as a start. Okay, how are we doing? I keep forgetting that the handle's on the other side. Right, we're at 7, so we've still got loads to do. Okay, so the reason I've got so many frames here, we're going to need steel sheets to fill this in, is I'm already starting to think ahead, because we're going downwards here. And what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is grab all of that oxide, because otherwise it's going to get walled up. We're going to go down, down, down. And the idea here is we are going to build an underground area which we can seal in. Now if you're on real Mars with no ozone layer, then I'm sorry to tell you, you're going to be living underground, because you're going to need it for the radiation protection, which, okay, that is not currently modelled in Stationeers. Maybe it will come, but it's not currently modelled. But you know, let's try and do these things properly, and we'll build underground. We've clearly got to put the greenhouse where there's daylight. Well, we have got grow lights, but you know, that's fine. but actually the rest of our living space is going to be nice and safely tucked away under here. At least that's the idea. So eventually all of this is going to be enclosed, but you can see it's a large area to dig out. But once we're down there, we'll have lots of room to expand. Right, nearly there. Some slightly strange lighting effects going on there. I assume it's to do with the grow lights on the layer above. Can't quite work out what's happening, but it looks wrong, but never mind. There we go. Right, so this is nearly down one frame, but we're going to need to go deeper than that. However, for now, at least I can lay these in. Probably got one in there actually, to be honest. Otherwise, if I pull one out, we could end up with a breach, which we definitely don't want. Okay, there we go. So that's the beginning of where we're going to drop down the next piece of our base. Right, how many walls have we got? 30, far more than I need. I should have stopped that. There's probably loads more in there as well. 38, yes, far more than I need. Never mind. Let's make the best of what we got here. So let's. Whoops. No, come on, go over there. Thank you. What are you doing? Thank you. Okay. Right, okay, 15 left. I'm sure we'll find a use for them internally. However, the next thing we need is, actually let's just put those somewhere. Very large amounts of, get off the machine. Alright, we're going to need plastic sheets, we're going to need steel sheets, we're going to need glass sheets. So, let's start with the plastic. Okay, while that's doing its thing, let's throw these in. Really do keep getting stuck on things. Okay, how many have we got here? 19. Getting there. 23, I think, was the magic number. Damn, 24, never mind. Right, we will need some steel sheets. Not even sure how many. Okay, there we go. Almost looks like it was designed like this all along. So our humble little hab that we started with is it's definitely expanded substantially. There we go. That's that. Yeah, it was 23. Okay, how many have we got in there? Not enough. But let's get some glass going next. Okay, and we'll get these welded. See how far we get. I'm going to start at the other end. Actually, I'm going to start down here. We're now at the point where the hot air from the welding is actually starting to blow us away from what we're trying to weld. Okay, we're not too far away from enough to get the initial seal working. I mean, I'd want to seal up the corners, but it's a start. Okay, so we've got too many, but not by a huge amount. Glass sheets. Okay, so I think we've got enough resources to at least build the core frame of this. So the next thing we need to think about is we're going to want to put an elevator in there, and that's going to need several pieces. And we're going to do that because, to be honest with you, it's more cool than stairs. That's really the only reason. Actually, I was thinking we're going to do it because space or anything else, and being more compact, but actually, let's be real, it's just the fact that it's more cool to have an elevator. So let's have a look at what we need to make that. So we will need to go down one level. We're going to need at least 4 of these, one for the top level, 2 going down, and 1 for when we hit the floor. So we can actually do that, and in fact we're going to come up short on gold, but well, let's start that going. I'll order some more gold. I was hoping that the copper was going to be just exactly the right amount. Let's press the wrong button, let's press that button. Well, we've got some extras. Yeah, you can go in there. Right, gold. Give me my gold. I know we've got some. We made loads of it. We mined tons of it. Oh, alright, I didn't need that much gold. But, I'll take it. Okay, we'll do that and we'll let that finish. Oh, we've got some bonus steel. Which I'm going to put over here actually, because we've just used a whole lot of it. Okay. And there's the elevator. Okay, elevator's going to need a little bit of work to get in. We're going to have to wire it. Let's get the roof in first, because that's the bit that's easiest to forget. I mean, there's no way we're ready to compress this anyway yet. We haven't got anything like enough gas, but oops. Right, that's all of those. Yeah. Okay, so now we'll go down this side. Okay, that's all of those. Okay, and we'll do these 2. Whoops. Try and do these 2. Actually, let's do all of these 4. Okay, and then that just leaves us, that one is open. I'm going to leave open. I'll seal that one. Okay, and then that, I'll drop that in there for now. That will help us to find our way back. Right, okay, next thing we need to do then is to weld up the remaining frames. Okay, and then we'll go in and we'll start welding up some of the next layer down. Okay, so you can see the temperature in here spiking really quite high. All of the air trying to get out through here. Okay. Now, the mount point we're going to use for the elevator will be in this square here, but the problem we've got is that this window is going to need to come out to make it work. So we can put the shaft. The other thing that's not so great with elevators is it would be lovely to be able to turn the exits, but you can't, so we're going to have to work out where we're going to put the entrance. I think actually what we'll have to do is put the entrance facing that way. Wait, I have an amazing idea. We could build like a little catwalk out to the entry point, so we could put the level here, and then we'd go down, down again, and obviously down once more, and then we'll put a little bridge here. That'll feel kind of cool. We'll have a sort of open bit here, elevator running down the middle. Wonder whether we could do something with vertical with hydroponics. I'm not quite sure what yet, but I like the idea of kind of getting some plants onto this level as well. That would be really very, very cool. And then dropping us down into some sort of atrium down there. Let's see what we can do. I don't really quite know how this is going to work yet, but what I do know is we're going to need more space in the base, so we might as well make it look nice. Right, steel frames. So quite a bit more digging to do, perhaps we'll just get on with that. As you can see, we've been able to actually, let's get rid of that ice. Whoops. I've left that on. That should turn off. So that's just constantly burning fuel, which we do not want. It's beautifully hot, but we don't want to keep just burning fuel for fun. Right, there's one more. Okay, let's connect this fridge while we're at it. Keep threatening to do it. Okay, right, this is actually a bit more fiddly than I'd hoped. Probably should have known it would be, really. Right, thought it was a nice quick job, but it's not. Okay, we'll put that in there. I've still got to connect that up properly, but at least that gets them out of my inventory. Right, how are we doing for frames? Stop that anyway. 12, okay, that's fine. We still need a load of sheets. Okay, that's going to take a little while. Right, while that's doing its thing. So what we want to do is to put enough, so we're going to put frames around. In fact, this could be part of the ceiling. We might not want to do that, having just made an absolute load of them. Let's mine some more and see where we end up, but I've just had a slightly different idea for how we can tackle this. We used to use one layer of frames as the floor and then dig two down. We just need to be careful that we seal things up as we go, but this could actually work out quite nicely. We can make quite a nice, quite deep base here. More oxide, I'll take it. Right, down, down, down. Oh, feels a long way up now. Keep a bit of an eye on the jetpack fuel, but we're okay at the moment. Right. Okay, this is getting there. Whoops. There's those glass sheets I dumped ready to use in the window. Okay, we actually got a bit of a problem because some of this rock's inside the elevator blocks. Maybe we can still excavate it. But we actually need to go down further. I keep thinking we're there and we're not. Oh, it's not having it, is it? Right, okay. So, right, first thing to do is to put that into another level. Okay, that gives us an idea of how far down we need to dig. So you can see quite a bit further still, because we've actually got to lay in some frames for the ground, but we'll get there. And this is where none of those frames are going to be wasted if we don't use them up the top. We're absolutely going to use them to build the floor down here. I think I left the printer running at the top, so we've probably got far too many steel sheets. In fact, we've probably used all the steel now as sheets, which is a bit daft. But there we are. We've got more. We can make more. Everything is fine. Right, okay, let's... So this is going to be floor level in here. I will put one under there, although longer term we might even go down another level later. There we go, okay. So let's go and see how badly I've done here. Oh yeah, really badly. Turn off! Right, 50. I don't expect there's any steel left now, is there? Oh no, actually surprisingly there is some. Okay, let's do that. Right, I guess welding we shall go. Right, so we'll seal this floor up for now. Let's see if we can do the one that's underneath there. Probably not. Worth a try. Need steel sheets. No, that was definitely a no. Okay. Well, that's not the end of the world for now. It doesn't need to be airtight. Alright, what I do need to do is just make sure that this is all at least got frames in place. Because quite soon we're going to seal this bit up. So, I'll run this along here, clean up this floor. And what we'll do then will be to expand the floor down here to make a whole new level. But we'll start with this space here. And there we go. Come on, clean up. That's it. So you can see here that we've got two full height blocks there that we can build back under that base, under the existing base, and we can go out in all of the other directions. So we've got the potential to make a really big space here, which is what I wanted. I haven't quite worked out how we're going to lay it out yet, but that was really the point, was to get a nice big open space that we've got the ability to expand in all directions, and of course the rock is airtight, so that means that once I seal this up, we could pressurize that space, although, as I said, we will not have anything like enough gas to do it. But that's sealed. That is now a room in its own right. Obviously a few issues. The elevator's not going to work, and even if it was, we can't actually get to it without using the jetpack, but you know, those are details. I'm going to throw that in there because I think we're going to need more in there in a minute. Okay, so that's an interesting start. Now we absolutely have to just focus on being able to pressurize that space, which means more gas. So I need to get all of this ice processing. The ice processing is sort of what I'd probably describe as semi-automated at this point. You can build some quite fancy ice melt rooms where you melt the ice and capture the resulting gases, but they are a little bit dangerous. They definitely need to be built strong enough to withstand significant pressure, because the thing is with ice is it can start melting really very quickly as you get a thicker atmosphere, and if you've got a combustible mix and temperature shoots up, you've got a problem quite quickly. So it is a little bit dangerous. I've not built one on this playthrough yet. We might build one later, but for now I'm going to concentrate on getting these melted, and then I'm going to go and try and find some water ice, not because we need the water, but because I want the nitrogen content. And indeed I might not even feed it all into this. I may just throw some of it into the hab and let it melt, because if we look over here, what we'll see is that we've got no nitrogen in there. We're actually at 7 megapascals of oxygen, and the CO2 has been slowly creeping up, but it's still really quite low. So we've actually got a really lot of oxygen compared to anything else. Right before we go mining, that battery is definitely getting a bit low. I'm going to do this actually. I know I originally built it for the power drill, but we'll do that, and then we're going to get out there and mine, basically. Can find some water ice because we need a lot of nitrogen. Of course, plenty of oxide, which is great, but it's only 10% nitrogen, 90% oxygen. We've got lots of oxygen, so not really what I'm looking for. Come on, I want some nice water ice. So that's some over there, that looks hopeful. The only other thing I'm going to stop for, I think, is if I see any silver. No, that's silicon. Longer term, we'll need a source of nitrogen, which we'll probably get from the composter. I believe gives off some nitrogen as well as some hydrogen. There we go. That looks potentially hopeful, but obviously we no, that's more silicon. We don't want to have to wait forever for that. The other actually quite good source, and I've just flown past some because I've seen some actualize here, is if you smelt silicon, it does actually give off quite a lot of nitrogen. So one thing we could do if we really struggle would be to just throw a whole load of silicon into the main furnace and then obviously as the exhaust gas comes out from there, we can capture that, cool it down, and increase our nitrogen levels. But let's see how we get on with this first. There's a very good size deposit here. Nearly overdid it. It's too hot to be letting this go wandering around the surface. There is a good size deposit here. We need a bit of a balance. I do want to put some more of this into the water system. We've got quite a lot of water, so a lot of it I think I'm probably just going to throw in the hab and let it just melt and release its nitrogen. We waste the water content by doing that, but I think it'd be worth it. Right, I'm actually full, so I'm going to go back. I mean, I could carry stuff in my hands, but it's still above 0, so let's not waste it. We know there's a bit more of a deposit over there if we need it. In the meantime, I've got what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I've probably got 10 stacks here, so it's 500 units of ice. Hopefully that will help. I feel like I'm not getting any closer. I mean, I know I am, but really doesn't feel like I'm getting any closer right now. This is really quite a long flight in the dark. Come on. There we go. There we go. Right. So one of the things I can do to very quickly get the pressure up in the hab is to drop it in that chute there, and it will fly through and it will start to melt. We just need to be slightly mindful of what that's going to do to the temperatures in there. Obviously we would expect at some point the heater to kick in. You can't see it from here, but we just need to be a bit careful not to completely mess it up. But we'll throw a few in there. I will put some through here as well, because we may as well capture some water content. But we'll do that. We'll gradually increase our nitrogen supply. So these ones are obviously rolling around in here, melting. As they are, they're releasing nitrogen into the air. In fact, look, there they go, they've just melted. I don't want to throw too many in one go. Temperature is definitely a consideration, but also I don't want to spike the pressure faster than the system can clear it out and break any windows, which I don't think is that likely. Honestly, let's go and have a look at the state of what's actually in there. So you'll see that's pushed the nitrogen levels up to 67%. The pressure's up to 82 kPa. Which is really good. We're definitely making progress, but I've basically just drilled out an area nearly as big again as what we've got here. So whilst it looks good at the moment, I think as soon as we open into the new area, the pressure is going to drop to half of what it was. However, for now that should help. So if we were to look at the piping, so this pipe is at the same, it's connected through a passive vent, so it's exactly the same atmosphere mix this side of the pressure regulator as what's in the hab. So you can see that going up. That's going up for two reasons: one, because the ice is melting, and two, because we've got more nitrogen in the tank. So further up the line there, we're actually mixing more. So that's good. That's definitely going in the right direction. Actually, we're nearly fully pressurized. Temperature's down to 18, but it's not too bad. The heater's come on, so I think we'll be okay. The waistline here, we can see we've got a little bit of nitrogen left in it, but not really very much. It's at 4 degrees, so it's cold, but it's not outrageous. Okay, well, I guess we'll I'll let that carry on doing its thing. What I can't see is whether we've got any pressure left in the airline. Oh yeah, this is the inbound air. So we've actually got quite a lot in there, although it was dropping quite quickly, very quickly. But that's good news, because that means that we are getting a reasonable amount of nitrogen into the hab. So we should be getting the pressure up nicely. You can see lots of air particles flying around inside there. Yeah, it's sort of settling out at 81-ish. Obviously we're sucking it out and removing some of the contaminants. There's not a lot in there, but there is a little bit. Okay, so with that in mind, we may even be able to risk okay, wow, things flying all over the place. And huge amounts of crops in here. That's really gone very quickly. Right, okay, let's harvest this fern. Plant one more there, and I'm going to plant one in there. Oops, pumpkins all over the place. Okay, there's a bit of tidying up again. I seem to spend all my time tidying up now. Right, the pumpkins can go into the cooker. There's more pumpkins through there. I think the chute system has, well, basically I think it's lost the plot at this stage. But hey, never mind. Pumpkin, 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 pumpkin. No more pumpkins. Some more pumpkins. Go, get in there. Oh, I should have grabbed these as well. Okay, we'll set those. Oh, that can't even go into the chute. It's so overfilled. Okay, so these are the ones that are obviously not being automatically harvested. Let's grab those. Put that in there. Right, corn. Let's put some in there. I didn't do the rest of the soybeans, did I? Okay, and so many potatoes again. Right, it's better than it was. It's still nowhere near sorted. Look at all that wheat lurking around over there. Yeah, let's plant some wheat in there. Okay, right. So the wheat, actually, we can do something with. I think now with the reagent processor. I certainly hope so, because I've just put it all in. Let's see what we can do. And whoops, just turn that on. There we go. So we can make flour. We've got loads of flour there.
Hydration critical.
Yeah, I should probably have a drink, shouldn't I? So if I throw this in here, because basically if it's food I'm throwing it in. We've now got flour, we've got some oil. I think we might even be able to make some muffins soon, and that would be a culinary achievement. Oh my goodness, what's going on over there? Yeah, I think the chute system really has just lost its mind. Not quite sure what is going on. We just seem to have a random selection of things. I can't even get to it. Maybe with the jetpack. Yeah, I feel like I made some poor choices in terms of how I built this place. Yeah, no, that's not going to help, is it? Curse you, shoots. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. There's so many pumpkins. Millions of pumpkins. Pumpkins for me. Pumpkins come in a can. They are put there by man. In a factory downtown. Well, in a factory in our base anyway. Right, so let's let that do its thing. I'm going to make some more flour. Have I got seeds for wheat? Before I... Well, not that I can do much anyway, right? This is all... Yeah, that's totally jammed up. Yeah, we've got seeds for wheat. Let's do it. Another 20. And let's get those potatoes. I don't think we can do anything with potatoes in here, but I'm going to try and experiment because we've got tons of potatoes. I'm guessing that's a no. So the only thing we can do with potatoes is chips or microwave. And if we put them in the microwave, which actually I should set up thinking about it. I'll do that now. Then we can make a baked potato as well. So you know, it's always good. Right. It's all a bit chaotic in here now, but we are moving in the direction, whoops, of being able to add more space. There we go. Baked potato. Ding! There we go. Amazing. Fancy a snack? Well, don't mind if I do. Well, probably don't mind if I do, but let's try and open my helmet first. Eating through glass is just messy. That was a very tasty potato. I think I'll wash it down with some freshly melted ice. Actually, it's kind of warm water. Thinking about it, if it's at 27 degrees, that's a bit disgusting. Never mind. Going anywhere yet? Yeah, thank you. That one. Whoa! Don't punch me in the face, Harvey. It's not that bad. Oh, another potato. Oh, more potatoes. Right, I need to come up with something to mass produce with potatoes, really. I'm not sure quite what. I haven't got enough soybeans to make large numbers of French fries, as you can see. However, we probably can put some pumpkins in a can. Pumpkin soup. Amazing. Here we go. Let's do it. What's it doing? Right. Lincoln has more pumpkin. No, not today. I can't remember whether we ever planted any rice seeds. I actually don't know if we did. I'm going to plant some anyway. I feel that we should do. I think we must have planted one because there's only 2 left in there. We started with 3, but that's free. Let's plant one in there. I suppose the other rice seed is somewhere in there. I've just found another pumpkin. I don't know how to get to it. It's troubling me. It's kind of like some sort of Borg pumpkin that has been fused with the technology of the base to add its cultural distinctiveness to our own, and also to add pumpkins to our electricity. Right, okay, that can go in here. Boom. Right, we make another pumpkin soup. Look at this. Pumpkin soup are us. Amazing. What else we got? tomato soup. I don't know if we've got enough to make anything else. No, corn soup. Many soups. Okay, not enough corn to make any more, not enough pumpkin to make any more, not enough tomato, not enough milk. I don't even know how we make milk, I haven't figured that out yet. No, okay, we can't make anything else. But in the meantime, look at that. That is a good food stock that we have now got to. And we should display it artistically. So let's do that. And, oh, French fries, why are you like that? Okay, well, you know, it's a start. Right, in the meantime, this has probably reached the end of what it can actually cook. Oh no, it's actually managed to find something else to cook just as I said that. Yeah, no, it's gone crazy. Let's just turn that off. Right, okay, so, of course, having displayed all of our beautiful foodstuffs here, as soon as I open this, we're going to create a massive vacuum, and it's going to suck any loose objects through here over and drop them. So, yeah, probably not my most sensible thing ever, but there we go. But however, that is the next thing I think we're going to do. I'm just having a quick look just to see if I can stack anything here, clear up my inventory a bit. Also, tasty jacket potato. Right, okay. That's going to do for now. That needs to go outside, not inside. Right, okay. So, I think we're going to have to create the canned food avalanche. What I am going to do is close this in case I have messed up completely and either left a hole in there, which I don't think I have, or much more likely we just end up without enough atmosphere. So we're at 80 kPa at the moment at a fairly decent temperature, but that is a huge space that we've opened up there. So this is probably going to be spectacular.
Oxygen low.
Whoops, I've got to shut my mask. We'll close that, I think. Okay, pressure's dropping, but it's at 44. Okay, well, I've seen worse. Of course, once I open that door, which I'm about to do because I'd like a piece of floor grating, we're going to create another lot of wind, but this is at 44, so actually that's not terrible. Obviously this over this side is pressurized up a lot higher. I think it's going to settle about 50-ish would be my guess. So right, I'm going to pinch one of those. We will need to sort this out later, but in the short term I'm going to put this here so you can start to see how amazing this is going to look when I fall all the way down. Come on, up, 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 up. No, not there. Up. There. There we go, look at that. Now we can walk out and we can press the button. And of course this isn't wired up so nothing happens, but you can see the idea that we'll walk out here. I'll probably put some railings on the side. We'll have a nice big open area that we can look down, and then we're going to drop down in the lift. Imagine I did that in the lift rather than just leaping off the side. We'll come down here and then I can start to open out this area at this level down here, so we get some daylight in from the top, but we can build a really big interesting area down here. So that's the plan. Now we've just got to get it done. I'm definitely going to need some cable because I've only got one left. The other thing we just need to be careful of is as we dig outwards, making sure that we don't puncture anything. So I'm probably going to put a door here. I think that would be sensible, just for pressure control. Later on we can probably put some automation around that, so if it detects a pressure drop somewhere, it can close all the doors. That's probably a good idea. But for now, let's go and shut that one. Okay, so this is actually settled a bit lower than I'd expected, but this room of course is now, it's connected here. This is the only source at the moment of air. We will need to set something up over there once we start digging into the ground, because we're not going to have enough ventilation. But what it does mean is that I can close that door and know that this room will repressurize. Okay, so anything here that we can get? Okay, well, let's get some rice from our rice and make some more rice. That would be very, very rice. Get some corn seeds. Seeds are always good because they don't decompose. We can harvest these pumpkins. Let's put the rice in there. What else can we get? Any seeds? No. We can, however. That's not a Harvey one. Get some tomato. Plant another one, and also more wheat. But I haven't actually got enough space to carry that. Let's grab that. Let's put that in there. So I have lots of flour by the time we're done with this. Probably don't need to cook anymore or grow any more wheat, really, do I? But there we go. Get some more tomato going. That's a Harvey one, so that can do its thing. Okay. Oh, there's more wheat over there. I think that'll be fine for now. Okay, so one thing that might be interesting, I'll have to turn off the automation to do it, is just to see whether we can make anything else in here. So you see there's quite a lot of recipes we haven't even started to go near. Maybe we can make some... no, we haven't actually got enough to make bread. I thought we had too much, but we don't. Cereal bars, so they used to be part of the initial starter set. Nice compact food source. Okay, so we can't make muffins, we need eggs and milk. Pumpkin pie, no, we also need eggs and milk. Okay, well, it's still useful. We can either make half a loaf of bread or some cereal bars. So perhaps we'll make some cereal bars just for old time's sake. Now the only problem is these are going to pop out and go all the way over there, and I don't even know what the canning machine's going to make of them, actually, if I'm honest. I suspect they're going to get stuck in this chute here. I'm not going to even attempt that for now. Right, anyway, we are at an hour and a quarter, so we've made some progress on this. I think I'm going to get the components we need to build another door, because we ought to have some pressure control in here. It's a bit risky just to have one big open area, especially an area that we're going to be digging in. So let's do that and get organised, and then we'll probably call it a day for this video, but let's finish that first. Auto lathe, door. We've probably got enough materials in there. I'm pretty sure we've got plastic sheets and glass. Yes, we have. What we haven't got is anything like enough cable to set anything up sensibly. So I'm just going to start some cable printing as well. No, I'm not, because there's no copper. Give me all your copper. Okay, I didn't actually mean that literally. Right. I'll take the door. You'll take the door. We'll all take the door. Okay, so we definitely need some more cable. Maybe we'll build some railings. We can actually make that platform look quite nice. I'm really just killing time while that cable prints, but we may as well. Railing. We're going to need a couple of these. Don't want to accidentally fall. If you're going to fall, do it on purpose, right? In it goes. How much cable? How much cable you got? 32. Well, it's good enough. Okay, right, let's get this going. Still haven't connected that fridge. Nearly connected it, to be fair. Right, okay, so what we need to do is to, first of all, take this to pieces. And trip over the cans. Add that to there. Okay, let's grab the door. Okay, and then we'll weld that. A slight temperature spike, but not too bad. There's quite a big buffer of gas actually between all of these rooms. There we go. Pull that open. And then what we can do longer term is to put some sort of managed vent through here where we deliberately allow the air to circulate into there even if this door is closed. But we could actually have some sort of automatic valve, so if it detects a problem with temperature or pressure, it can just close the valve. However, I'm getting ahead of myself. The first thing we need to do is get the door actually working. You'll notice I have connected the sensor port, and that's because, again, we will probably want to have some sort of logic in there to automatically close that door. This is a very big area we've got here, and I'm keen to make sure that whatever we do, we have, let's have that type of railing, we have a bit of a safety margin. Right, there we go. So now we've got the entrance to the lift. The only problem is the lift has no power. So
Power low.
that's exactly the problem the lift has, yes. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually run this along here. Whoops. Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? Thank you. Now obviously we can't put it through there because it'll interfere with the door, but we can put it through here. Okay, but we can't do that, that's still too close to the door. That's kind of annoying actually, I'll be honest. I thought I could do that. So we'll have to put it through here, which means I'll have to try and figure out what angle to get it, take that out. Okay, so what we're just trying to do here really is get the power connected. There we go. Right, and then this, right, this can now go around here. Now the back end wiring up one of these looks ugly as hell, but it has to be done. That is incredibly fiddly. Come on. Okay, nearly there, I hope. Ah, not enough wire by quite some way actually, because we haven't even connected that either. It does use a lot because we have to obviously connect the... Let's put that there. We have to connect the sensor as well as the power, although I don't know if we have to on the middle layers, so I might just try. See if we can sneak out a bit here. I know we need the power, otherwise it will stop part way down. I think we might get away with this. Oh, that's got to be here anyway, so... whoops, there we go. So we still don't have enough. That has to come out one more. Okay, well, we're getting in the right direction. Okay, so it's not the nicest looking because the wire stands out so far, but you can see the principle of how it works. And I mean, this is an unpressurized lift. You can build walls around it and pressurize them. Interestingly, it's decided this is level 3 and down here is level 0, but we can't get all the way to level 0 because we haven't got any power. However, what we can do is clean up that piece of rock that was partway down the shaft. So there we go. Okay, that's good. And in fact I can't even activate the lift to get back out. Luckily, 1, I have a jetpack, and 2, the top is open, but you can see it's very easy. If you were building this as a pressurized shaft outside, in which case you would have this part enclosed, because obviously this is a grill and it's not pressurized, but you would also build a wall down the outside here and a wall across the top in order to seal it. So the 2 sides, the front on these layers, the back is sealed, but the other 3 sides, you can see how quite easily you can get stuck inside there. I've only done that a few times, I promise. It's not at all embarrassing. Let's close those. Right, so we still need a ton more wire. Let's go get that. Let's finish the lift. And then what we've got really is the beginnings of where we can start to build our main habitation area. Down there, we might even move some machines inside. I certainly would like to build a control room, not least because I'd like to show you some of the things we can do with logic. Well, I don't know why I'm using this machine. This is the wrong machine. And also why we need to use devices like the logic mirror and those sorts of things. So we will build a control room which will take in telemetry from all around the rest of the base and start to tell us what's going on, give us warnings, those sorts of things. But that's quite a bit more work. We also need to start thinking about other things we're going to need. So it would be kind of nice to be able to build a mining rocket. And as I said on the last video, really we've tried to get some efficiency to how we process some of this material so that we can cope with that kind of volume. It would also be good to have a landing pad so we can get traders. There are a number of things you can't get without a trader. One of the most basic, which would be really nice to have in there just purely for aesthetic reasons, would be to pick up some of the coloured flowers, which can look quite nice when we get lots of hydroponics going, but it's also a great way to generate oxygen, and we can start to generate our own gases without having to keep going out mining. Right, that will keep us going for a little while. So those are definitely projects that we need to think about pursuing as well. But let's get one job done at a time. We still haven't really got enough nitrogen. We've done quite well to double the volume, more than double the volume of the hab, and still have more or less the same pressure that we started with. I'm going to cancel that. But we're not really where we ought to be. We're still at, in fact we're back to exactly 37 kPa, so we're back at exactly the pressure we started with. We've just got a much bigger space. So well done us for managing that, but it kind of means that we mined enough to fill this space I'm in now. Okay, so let's get this done, and we can at least get the lift down to the bottom. Whoops. There we go, it's going again now. And once we've done that, I'm going to run power cable. Actually, I'm going to run power cable in a couple of different directions from there, because we're probably going to want it for running a number of things. But other than that gigantic piece of rock that still needs to be removed, you can see we can now, there we go, walk in, press the button, up we go, and walk through. So that's quite nice. We'll close that for now. Okay, so we've got a few hours on the potatoes. Whoops, I'm standing on a piece of glass which is causing me to slide. Right, come on, close the door. There we go. Just looks untidy as compared to all this, which obviously doesn't look at all untidy. Oh, right, there we go. Okay, so I think we'll call that a day for this video. I think we'll just have a quick celebratory oxygen critical. That's not great, is it? We'll have a celebratory jack of potato before we pass out, and we'll run in here and drink some water, put that back, and I guess I'd better close my helmet. And lock it. So in terms of oxygen critical, it's a combination of pressure and percentage of oxygen. Whilst the pressure is about the same as when we started, the actual percent oxygen in the air here has dropped just a little bit, but never mind, that's okay, we can fix that next time. We really just need to get enough stuff to repressurize this, but in the meantime you can see the plants are loving it. Look how fast they're growing. Look at these crops we're getting. I actually can't really keep up, I'll be honest. I'm always glad that we haven't got anything to use as compost yet. Right, come on, pick that one up. Right, well, the wheat can go in there, and that can close, and this can go in here. There we go, flying tomatoes. Right, okay, so we have now got some rice, that's good. If we got some rice, we've got some rice to go with our rice. And a couple of corn. I'm actually going to plant the rest of this rice back. And we want the soybeans as well. There we go. Right. So the rice can go in here. And grab the oil. Both of these can go straight into the cooker. we'll grab that corn and that pumpkin. Oh, and there's more up there as well. I didn't even see that. Right, okay. We now have a fairly never-ending food source, to be honest. I think it's kind of coming out faster than I can do anything with it. But I guess that's probably a good thing. It's better to have too much food than not enough, right? Get that in there, turn that on, make it into flour. What else you got for me? Not much else. More potatoes. I'm sick of potatoes. Okay, there we go. Let's let that do its thing. See what else it can cook for us. Gather up the seeds. Okay, that looks like all we have space for. Okay, we'll harvest this fern, replant that, and do the same with this one. It's good to keep these things moving through. But I think that will do now. Okay, so stack those there. Now the only thing with these ferns is that they are ferns, not fern seeds, so they're going to die unless we actually plant them somewhere. But what I don't want to do is put them in here, because the Harvey is going to ultimately harvest them and whoops, try and put ferns in the cooker, and that doesn't feel like that would be a good idea. So we've got nowhere else spare, no more spare slots to put it in at the moment. Okay, well we'll just do that next time, I guess. For now we'll put that in there. So it's chewing its way through. You can see quite a lot of stuff in here. Particularly pumpkins. We seem to be very good at growing pumpkins, actually, which will be amazing when it's Halloween. But until then, probably more than we need. Whoops. Oh, go in. Thank you. Right. Okay. So I think where we've got to, we've done a reasonably large expansion to the hab here. We've managed to at least stop the pressure situation getting any worse. We've grown lots of crops. I've cooked lots of crops. I am now a slave to the crops, actually, let's be honest. I think that's it for this time. We do need to have a little bit of a look at what's going on inside here at some point, because I think it's got a bit clogged up. I don't feel like I should be having to pass quite so much through manually into the cooker, but I think up here somewhere is the problem. I think what's happened is probably this unit here is actually full, and that's stopping it from going all the way through. I mean, wow. It's nothing like ending on a high. I'm going to open this and we'll find out, and then you can tune in next time to see me clean up the mess. Hey! Yeah, I think that was the problem. In fact, some of that food's actually rotted inside there, so that was the right thing to do. And you can see the problem is that because that was jammed up, it wasn't then able to feed through into any of these, but it's now feeding those in as well. So let's put another corner chute back in there. hopefully that's done its thing. Right, wow, look at that. Okay, so this is where, when we started off, we obviously wanted 1 stacks of seeds. We now have the exact opposite problem. Really what we want is to take fewer slots in the shoots by having larger stacks. Okay, so I don't know if that's, yeah, okay, that's going. I think that's actually enough wheat I'll just put in there. I feel we've probably got as much of a wheat overgrowth as we've got potatoes now. Right, okay, and I'm going to pick those ferns up because they're incredibly easy to lose. Right, okay, that's a bit better anyway. It was a bit of a spectacular mess for a minute, but that seems to have done the job. Obviously, if you're just growing 1 crop, in a way it's easier because you don't need to worry about mixing things up, but it's quite nice to grow a bit of everything. At some point I'm sure different foods will have different effects as well, so always good. Right, okay, I think that's it for this time. You can see we've got absolutely loads of food in the oven, so the automation is desperately trying to cook some of it, and I'm gonna leave you with it trying to do that. So I'll see you on the next video. I hope you've found it useful and interesting, at least useful or interesting, and I look forward to seeing you next time.